Welcome to Learn Mathematics with Moni. Get your books and pen and get ready to learn. Welcome to class. Today we'll be looking at the multiplication and division of decimals. There is a basic you need to know when dealing with multiplication or division of decimal. And that basic is the conversion between fraction and decimal. For example, when I have 0.2, 0.2 is equal to 2 over 10. 0.05 is equal to 5 over 100. 0.004 is equal to 4 over 1000. You wonder how I get this? It's very simple. Just write the first non-zero digits. Right from the first non-zero digits. In this case, this is the first digit, but it is 0. I won't write it. I will write from the first non-zero digit, and that is 2. I have written it up here, over the number of zeros you will have at the denominator depends on the number of digits you have at the back of the decimal point. That is the number of decimal places you have. Here I have just one decimal place, and that is why I have just one 0 at the denominator, which gives over 10. The first non-zero digit here is 5, so I write it as my numerator. Then my denominator is having 2 zeros, 100, because I have 2 decimal places. That is 2 digits after the decimal point. Over here, the first non-zero digit is 4. So I've written it as my numerator. But my denominator is having 3 zeros because I have 3 decimal places, 3 digits at the back of the decimal point. Let's see another case. A case where I have 0.103. This is the first non-zero digit. So I will start writing from that. And that is 103 over what is going to be my denominator. 1, 2, 3. That is 1000 over 1000. What about when I have a case like 2.57? I will still write from the first non-zero digit, which is 2. So I will write 257, which is 257, over the number of decimal places I have is 2. 2 digits after the decimal point, and that is over 100. I hope we understand this. With this understanding, we are going to proceed into multiplication of decimals. Let's see a situation where I have 0.2 multiplied by 0.5. Look at this. 0.2 multiplied by 0.5. The cheapest thing to do is what I'm going to teach you first. The cheapest thing to do is to write the number without decimals. I have 2 here, that's without the decimal, times 5. 2 times 5 is 10. Then, coming back to write the answer for the decimal, 0.2 times 0.5. I'm going to write the 10. Of course, for a 10, you know the decimal number is at the back of your unit. This is my unit, the 0. So decimal point is at the back of unit. So I'm placing my decimal point at the back of unit. But because I have one decimal place here and one decimal place here, so I'm going to move the decimal point to the front 2 times. One decimal place here, one decimal place here, and we'll move it to the front 2 times. So that my answer for 0.2 times 0.5 is now 0.10. I hope we understand that. Another way to do this, which is the standard way, is having 0.2 times 0.5 and converting each of them to fraction, like I taught you earlier. 0.2 is 2 over 10, and 0.5 is 5 over 10. So We can make numerator multiply numerator and numerator multiply denominator rather, or denominator multiply numerator. Let's see that way. First, 2 divides 2 1, 2 divides 10 5 times, 5 divides 5 once, 5 divides 10 2 times, so that I end up having 1 times 1 as my numerator and 5 times 2 as my denominator. 1 times 1 is 1, 5 times 2 is 10, and 1 over 10, that is 0.1. 0.1 is same as 0.10. That is another way of doing it. Yet another way of doing it, let me call this A, call this B, and call this C. Another way of doing it is not to divide numerator by denominator, just leaving the 2 over 10 as 2 over 10 and 5 over 10 as 5 over 10. So over here I have 2 times 5 over 10 times 10. 2 times 5 is 10, and 10 times 10 is 100. So I have 10 over 100. This over 100 is telling me that at the back of my decimal point, I should have 2 digits. And among those 2 digits should be my 10 at the top. So I'll write my 10. It is already occupying the 2 digits at the back of my decimal point. So I'll position my point and fill the front with 0. Of course, you can go by a standard way of dividing. How many 100 can I get from 10? 0. Then you put a decimal point. Put an invisible 0 behind the 10, you now have 100. How many 100 do I have in 100? 1. And the space at the back is just 0. The same thing here. How many 10 do I have in 1? It's 0, and you put a decimal point. Put an invisible 0 behind the 1, you now have 10. How many 10 do I have in 10? That is 1. So whether you go this way, which is the cheapest way, or like this, you are going to get the same answer. Let's take another example. Let's see a situation where I have 2.5 times 0.04. 2.5, I will write it as 25, ignoring the decimal point. I'm using the cheapest method. Times, this is 4. I'm going to write it as ordinary 4, ignoring the decimal point. So 25 times 4 is 100. So I want to write the 100 here. Of course, the decimal point is at the back of the unit, and I have it here. So I will count the number of decimal places I have in my question. I have 1, 2, 3. Number of digits at the back of decimal points. I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm going to move my decimal point to the front 3 times, which is 1, 2, 3. So my decimal point is now here, and I will replace the front with 0. That means 2.5 times 0.04 is equals to 0.1. You can leave it as 0.1. You can also write it as 0.100. It is fine. Let's use the standard method now. 2.5 is 25 over 10. 1 digit at the back of the decimal point. That is 10 in the denominator. Times 0.04. 2 digits at the back of the decimal point means I have 4 over 100. 2 zeros as part of the denominator. So let us multiply. 25 times 4. I can divide outrightly from here. I can also multiply outrightly. 25 times 4 is 100 over 10 times 100 is 1000. So let us try to divide outrightly. How many 1000 can I get from 100? 0. Then I'll put an invisible 0 behind that 100 at the numerator. 1000 in 1000. How many 1000 can I get in 1000? That is 1. And my answer is just 0.1. Yes, you are free to divide if you feel free or you feel better with that. Let's see. 25 divides 25 once. 25 divides 100 4 times. 4 divides 4 once. 4 divides 4 once. So I have ended up with 1 times 1, 1 over 10 times 1, 10. 1 over 10, that is 0.1. But let's divide it. 1 divided by 10 is 0. We can't get 10 in 1. So we put an invisible 0 behind that 1. So 10 divided by 10, 1. So whether we go like this, or like this, or like this, we are going to get the same answer. Yes, at this point, have you commented "thank you ma" in the comment section? Go down and do that. Write "thank you ma," give me a thumb up, and share this video with your friends and family. Let's go to the second stage of the lesson, because I want this lesson to be pretty fast because of the Easter Sunday celebration. Let us see division of decimals. When we have to divide decimal, I'm going to call this my example 3, the division of decimal. Let's see a situation where I have 0.1 divided by 0. Let me divide decimal by whole number first. I want to start dividing my decimal with whole numbers. 0.1 is 1 over 10. I hope you remember that. You write the number as if it was without decimal points. Then you count the number of decimal places, that is the number of digits you have at the back of the decimal point. And you use that as the number of zeros you have as the denominator. So this is 1 over 10. And this division is still here, divided by, this is 5 whole number. 5 whole number is the same thing as 5 over 1. 5 divided by 1 is 5. So I have not done anything strange here. We have to change this division sign to multiplication, because now it is now like division or fraction. We change the division sign to multiplication, and this dividing fraction, the divisor, will rotate. So we have 1 over 10 times 1 over 5. It has rotated. So what I have here is 1 times 1, 1 over 10 times 5, 50. Let's change this into decimal. How many 50 can we get from 1? 0. I'll put an invisible 0 here. How many 50 can I get from 10? It's not possible. I'll write 0. And I'll put an invisible 0 at the back of the 10. It is now 100. How many 50 there is in 100? 2. And that means 0.1 divided by 5 is equal to 0.02. We have divided a fraction, a decimal, by a whole number.
You need to pause right now. Go right now and subscribe to my channel. Click on the notification button so that you can be notified anytime I drop new lesson. Thank you.
Let's see another situation where I have 2.65 divided by, let's divide with a whole number as well. In this case, I want to divide, let me call this 64 divided by 3. We are still dividing with a whole number. So let's go ahead and divide. 2.64, we are writing it without the decimal point, starting from the first non-digit 0 digit. So this is 264 over 2 decimal places. That is 2 zeros as the denominator. That is 100. 2.64 is 264 over 100 divided by 3. Divided by 3 means divided by 3 over 1, because this is a whole number. Now we have division of fraction. We will change the division to multiplication, and the dividing fraction will rotate. So let's do that. So I have 264 over 100 times 1 over 3. Now let's divide. I can divide from here straight away because 3 is a factor of 264. So let's try to divide that way. 3 divides 3 once. 3 divides 26 8 times, and it will remain 2. That is the 2 beside that 4. Now this is now 24. How many 3 in 24? It is still 8. So I have ended up having 88 times 1, 88, over 100 times 1, 100. So now we have 88 over 100. 88 over 100 is 0.88. How many 100 is there in 88? 0. I'll put an invisible 0. How many 100 is in 880? That is 800. 8. The 800 is no more there. We are left with 80. Putting an invisible 0 behind that 80, it is now 800. How many 100 in 800? It is still 8. You can see that 88 over 100 is 0.88. That means 2.64 divided by 3 is equals to 0.88. I want to stop there for division of decimal by a whole number. Now let's see division of decimal by decimal. Let's divide decimal by decimal. I'll call this example 6 for today. I have a situation where I have 0.65 divided by 0.005. Let us divide 0.65 by 0.005. That is decimal divided by decimal. We will convert each of them to fractions. This is 65 over 2 digits at the back of the decimal point. That is 2 zeros in my denominator. That is 65 over 100. Divided by the first non-zero digit is 5. That's going to be my numerator over 1, 2, 3. 3 zeros at the back of the decimal point. That's divided by 1000. So now the division will change to multiplication and the fraction will reverse, so that we have 65 over 100 times 1000 over 5. We can divide outrightly. 100 divided by 100 is 1. 1000 divided by 100 is 10. Just what you say, 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. If that is what you are used to. 0 cancels 0, 0 cancels 0. Well, that is actually 100 divided by 100 is 1. 1000 divided by 100 is 10. That is done. We can also get 5 out of 10. We can also get 5 out of 65. I choose to say how many 5 do I have in 10. 5 divides 5 once, 5 divides 10 twice. So that I have 65 times 2 as my numerator, and the denominator is 1 times 1. 65 times 2 is 130 over 1. 130 divided by 1 is just 130. Giving us that 0.65 divided by 0.005 is equals to 130. I hope you understand that. Let's look at number 7. Number 7, I have 6.25. Yes, let me pick 6.25, or better still, I think I should pick, let me pick 6.24 divided by 0.3. Let's do that division that way. 6.24 divided by 0.3. This is 624 over 100 divided by 3 over 10. Converting the division to multiplication and letting the divisor fraction rotate, I'm going to have 624 over 100 times 10 over 3. 0 cancels 0 because 10 divided by 10 is 1 and 100 divided by 10 is 10. 3 can also divide 6. 3 divides 3 once. 3 divides 6 2 times. 3 divides 2 is 0. It will remain 2. You put that 2 beside that 4. I hope you understand it. 3 divides 24 is 8. So that we end up having 208 times 1, 208, over 10 times 1, that is 10. So we have 208 over 10. 208 over 10 is 20.8. But let's divide outrightly. How many 10 can we get in 208? We can get 2. We can get 20 in 208. And it will remain 8. Put an invisible 0 behind that 8. You remember? You have a decimal point after that. Put an invisible 0 behind that 8 and say how many 10 can we get from 80? That is 8. So this means that 6.24 divided by 0.3 equals 20.8. That is basically the multiplication and division of decimals. Don't stop your lesson here. Make sure you get problems on this topic and solve so that you can be a master of multiplication and division of decimals. I'll see you around.
Thank you for learning mathematics with Moni today. Do you know you are free to share my videos with your classmates, your colleagues, your friends, your cousins? Do that right now and be a blessing to them and to me.